Welcome back to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we are prepping episode 27 of the Gilded Troll Plays Curse of Strahd, what will most likely be the finale. When last we left off, the heroes fought Strahd atop the castle, on top of, I don't remember the name of this tower. There's the North Tower, the High Tower, and there's a third tower, I don't know. They were on top of the third tower whose name I can't remember. Hey, we got a sub from Shadows. What is this? That's 5 months on a 2-month streak. You got to get that streak up. But thank you for the continued sub, Shadows. And welcome everybody. Welcome CJ Rose and Schneider Wave and Legend of Pi, Green Knight 44. I still don't understand why I got 2 accounts, but that's okay. Shadows, thanks everyone for being here. Hey, Fat Jedi Complex. Thanks everyone for being here. If at any time I seem like I'm low energy, it's because I had a hell of a day at work. So I've started drinking already. So, we are prepping what is very likely going to be the finale. They fought Strahd von Zarovich at the top of the tower. Now, as written, if you take a look at Strahd's stat block, you can see that 6 months worked out cheaper than 5. Oh, that's funny. His Misty Escape does not function if he's in running water or sunlight, and they destroyed him while he was in sunlight. But you know what? I don't really give a shit, honestly. Don't really care. I think that's kind of it's super anticlimactic, I think. And I wanted to have a final showdown. Now my players did just get hit with his Steelwind strike right at the end of the fight, including Elodie taking 52 damage from it. So they got hit pretty hard. And you guys can see it in the D&D Beyond overlay, but it's really hard for me to bring that up. So I'm just going to pull up the character sheets one by one, and we can take a look at how they're doing. So, of course, you're going to be... Beyond 20 is just going to be a lot. This is some... Yeah, Bay's reaction to the Steelwind strike was fantastic. It was exactly what I hoped it would be. I was very happy with that. While we get these character sheets loading, essentially what I'm seeing is that all of the characters are really low on hit points. Graham's 19 out of 57, Elodie 23 out of something. Rubek's actually doing pretty okay with 50 out of 112, and Nej I think is actually doing totally fine. Yeah, I don't really target a Nej much. It's the rogue, you know. You don't really, you know. Hey, thanks everyone for showing up. Thanks for being here, Lethal Sandwich. Thanks for being here, Art Hard Studios. Hey, A-Lot, how's it going? And I'm going to stop calling out names one by one in case I miss someone so they don't feel bad. But hi, Lunar Flower. So yeah, everyone's kind of rocked a little bit. Gramps has a negative 23 max HP modifier. Snurk's got somewhere similar. Minus 41. Holy shit. But yeah, so we're kind of yikes. So they're not doing so hot, but they do have some good berries. I went through their character sheets at some point. They had something like 90 hit points total worth of good berries, and in the minute or so it takes them to get to Strahd's crypt, which I know they're going to try and go to. Like, they had this whole plan. I think they're going to try and eat all of the good berries that they have. At least I would hope so, because Gramps' 19 hit points is scary. So once they get down here, I had this idea that they would essentially just run into a bunch of stuff. That they would just run into a bunch of pretty much every single enemy in the crypt would be after them. And I don't know that I like that plan anymore. So the plan that I came up with instead was Madame Ava. The plan that I came up with was essentially Madame Ava. So we're going to drop a Madame Ava right in Strahd's tomb. God, you can't even see those, can you? Oh, it's because of the GM overlays. There we go. So Madame Ava, for those of you who don't know, is the half-sister of Strahd. That's a thing. That's a thing that's true. She is Strahd's half-sister, and she brought these heroes to Barovia to help Strahd. She wants them to free Strahd from his curse. Madame Eva is Strahd's half-sister, though Strahd is unaware of this fact. Her real name is Katerina, and she's the daughter of a Vistani woman whom King Barov, Strahd's father, took to his bed during one of his many crusades. She knows she's Strahd's half-sister, but has told no one of the royal blood flowing through her veins. Right, so, like, it never comes up. It's never, like, it's mentioned only in Appendix D, but it's this huge detail that I feel is really important to the story, and I want my players to know about it. So, Madame Eva is his half-sister. She brought the heroes to Barovia to help Strahd, to free him from his curse. And she sees that once again, they're just fucking shit up by just trying to kill him. And in fact, she's foreseen them actually trying to remove all of the Barovians from Barovia, effectively making his prison even worse, punishing him for something that isn't even, like... it's his fault, let's be real. Punishing him further for something that he did 400 years ago. So she's pissed off. So when she sees that there's combat on the Overlook, which is where my players started their fight, their most recent fight, she uses a 6th level spell slot to cast, and she doesn't have it on her spell list, but that's okay. She uses a 6th level spell slot to cast Word of Recall. Shadows, why do you gotta be like this? Why are you like this? But yeah, so she uses a 6th level spell slot to cast Word of Recall, teleports into the chapel of Ravenloft, and then makes her way down into the crypts. And then she casts Regenerate on Strahd. What does Regenerate do? Well, Regenerate is one of very few spells that can heal undead. So since she casts Regenerate on Strahd, he regains some hit points. And then for the duration of the spell, they regain a hit point at the start of each of their turns. Whatever, that's not really important. What is important is that once in his coffin, he reverts to his vampire form. He is then paralyzed until he regains a hit point. He just regained hit points, so he's no longer paralyzed. Except he's still staked. Oh, okay, cool. She removes the stake. Now that he has hit points, he can start using his regeneration. So he gets this 4d8 plus 15 hit points, which is 30. So we're gonna give him 30 hit points right now. I'm just gonna go in and give him 30 hit points. That's not what I wanted. Delete. So he immediately gets 30 hit points when she casts Regenerate on him. And she did it like literally the moment that he got down here. 30 out of 144. So the moment he got down here, because she was waiting, she saw this coming. She's a seer. This isn't unreasonable. She saw it coming. She cast it immediately. She removed the stake. And now every round that it takes my players to get down here, he's going to gain 20 hit points. And she's going to continue preparing. So the first thing that she did, she's already done this, is she's cast Guardian of Faith 3 times outside of the crypt. So for those of you who aren't aware, Guardian of Faith is a 4th level spell. So I'm actually going to go... so I've got Strahd's spell list, Madame Eva's spell list. So we've got 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. So she no longer has any 4th level spell slots. She's used them all. She's used all of her 4th level spell slots on Guardian of Faith. She's still got most of her first, second... she got all of her first, second, and third. She's got all of her 5th. She has used her 6th level spell slot on Word of Recall. So we're going to actually replace Find the Path with Word of Recall. Harm, True Seeing, Word of Recall. She's used her 7th level slot on Regenerate. And she still has her 8th level slot available to her. So originally, the target regains 1 hit point at the start of each of their turns, Yeah, so he would actually gain 21 hit points every round it takes them to get down here. That is correct. 21 hit points. That said, if they give him 6 rounds, he's full. If they give him 5 rounds, he's missing 9 hit points. So unless they get down here very, very, very quickly, he's going to be at full health by the time they get back down here. And here's the thing. Given how fucked up they are, Gramps does just phase through, but Gramps isn't going to be dumb enough to... Gramps will probably phase through and see what's going on here. He's probably not going to be dumb enough to attack them. So I'm actually going to copy this into my notes for this session so I don't just keep going back to the December 27th session. Madame Ava's spell list and slots remaining. And I guess I can add the rest of her spells. Bane, command, detect evil and good, protection from evil and good, lesser restoration, protection from poison, spiritual weapon. Unfortunately, she does have 5th level spell slot, so she could upcast spiritual weapon to 5th. I was gonna say, unfortunately, she doesn't have a 6th level spell slot. But yeah, it looks like 5th. She'd get a 2d8 spiritual weapon. Not the best, but it's okay. Anyway, Guardian of Faith. She's cast it 3 times. Any creature that moves to a space within 10 feet of it for the first time of a turn must succeed on a dex save, and they take 20 radiant damage, save for half. Could Gramps KO him by just phasing through his chest and then going solid while in his chest? So, number 1, if he wanted to do that, Gramps would take the same amount of damage that he's doing to the person that he's doing it to. Number 2, Gramps can't turn off his incorporeality at will. It just lasts a minute. So, in a word, no. So let's see. 3rd level spells, what do we got? Create, food, and water. Cool. Speak with dead, spirit guardians. Okay, spirit guardians is probably going to be our bread and butter. But we can upcast that to 5th. I'm thinking turn 1, she casts Spirit Guardians and Spiritual Weapon at 5th level. Greater Restoration, Raise Dead. Alright, so I had this idea that she would just say something along the lines of, if you can't... Are they dead? Is the party dead? So here's the thing. Madame Ava is a cleric. Clerics aren't great at DPS. She does have Guardian of Faith. She has several Guardians of Faith up. She's got the Spirit Guardian, Spiritual Weapon combo. And that doesn't tickle. Let me tell you that. But she's also not good at concentrating. So the Spirit Guardians is going to go away as soon as someone targets her. She also only has 10 AC and 88 hit points. And then Strahd, similarly, kind of has garbage offensive capabilities. He's got this claw bite, which is literally just as powerful as like the bite is just as powerful as a vampire spawn's bite. He's much better off just using his unarmed strikes, which deal 46 necrotic damage. Instead of dealing the slashing damage, so he still does the necrotic even if he cool. Clerics aren't great at DPS. No, clerics are not great at DPS. Period. Yes, Alaris did a lot of damage. That was a fluke. And it's not a fluke of like that session. It was a fluke. It's only because our games have auto crits. Guiding Bolt is not a fantastic DPR spell. It's just a really, really big spell that you can upcast for when you're using an auto crit. Because let's be honest, when you upcast it to 5th level and you get 8d6, it's like, wow, I got to cast Fireball on one guy with a 5th level spell slot. But if you can guarantee that it's a critical hit, it's like, oh, 16d6. That's a lot of damage. So that's why Alaris is good at DPR. Clerics can occupy so many roles. This is true. So here's the thing. So let's look at Curse of Strahd. Okay, I was gonna say maybe Madame Ava's got a bunch of resources I can throw at them, but not really. That said, Strahd has Fireball. No, he don't. He's got Slow. He's got a 3rd level spell slot. He can auto Luke's Resilient Sphere. He can Sickening Radiance. Like he can still hurt them with his spells. But he's just one dude, and he can't cast a spell as a legendary action. He can Unarmed Strike as a legendary action, and that can get gnarly. So honestly, I think that's the battle plan. They might be screwed. They might not be. If one or more of them die, cool. It's the finale. That's how things go. Strahd has already hurt Snurk's ego big time via Steel and Strike. Exactly. I just wish Strahd could Steel and Strike again, but he can't. So, battle plan. Madame Ava, 5th level, Spirit Guardians, plus Spiritual Weapon. Despite getting his HP up, Strahd, spell-wise, is still tapped. I wouldn't say he's tapped, but he doesn't have a Steel Wind Strike. He's very low on shields. He already cast See Invisibility today. He already cast Gust of Wind today, so he's low on 2nd level slots, but he's probably going to end up using... Oh, actually, I don't think I marked off that last Misty Step, because he only has 3 2nd level slots. Yeah, he only has 3 2nd level slots, so he's out of those. I've used 3 2nd level spells today. So he's pretty tapped. Strahd Metamagic for All is melting down his slots for one final 5th level. Metamagic for All does not allow you to create spell slots. It only allows you to burn spell slots for sorcery points. Did he use Arcane Recovery yet? Yes, he did. So he cast Seeming first thing this morning, and then used Arcane Recovery to get his 5th level spell slot back because he's a 9th level wizard, so he can get 5 levels worth of slot. And he got that 5th level slot back so he can cast Steel Wind Strike. So he has used that already. So yeah, Strahd is pretty fucking tapped in terms of spells, but Sickening Radiance and Slow are both really big effects that he can use to dramatically affect the fight. He is not, as written, immune to the word exhaustion, but he is undead, so that seems really dumb to me. Gramps still has the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind, so he might just try to kill Strahd. He might. Oh no, sorry, Rubek has the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind. Well, we'll see what the players do. So Madame Ava, 5th level Spirit Guardians plus Spiritual Weapon. So I had this plan that when they would walk in, Madame Ava would say something along the lines of, I can't trust... I don't think there's going to be a conversation. She's just going to attack them. But she would say something along the lines of, I brought you here to save Strahd, not to kill him. I'm not going to let another worthless band of upstarts kill my brother. And then literally everyone's going to be like, what the fuck? Including Strahd. Yeah, Z, I'm not going to try to delay them for 10 minutes. I don't want to delay them for the 10 minutes. I think it would be much more impactful if they get down here and find that in less than a minute, Strahd is back to full health. Like, fuck. So I had this idea that, she would get mad and she would cast Earthquake and just bring the castle down. But I don't think that that's satisfying to anyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find a new 8th level cleric spell to replace Earthquake with. That is not a lot of spells. It's going to be Anti-Magic Field because that will turn off that'll turn off the Holy Symbol. And that lasts an hour. It will turn off Regenerate, especially since Regenerate is concentration. No, it's not. It will turn off Regenerate, but unless you save Earthquake for if she witnesses the adventures down her brother in front of her. That's actually a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I even came up with a line for it. If Strahd dies before Ava, if this is to forever be his tomb, then so shall it be yours. And she casts Earthquake. So she's just going to bring down the entire fucking castle on top of them. And I'll probably run a skill challenge. I'll probably run a skill challenge. Let's say, if they just say, okay, we're running, skill challenge, DC 15 plus, 5 successes before 3 failures. Actually, probably 3. It's probably 3 successes before 3 failures. Individual success. But you can give yourself disadvantage to allow someone to reroll. Sure. Taking you down with me. Pretty fucking much. Madame Ava's like 400 goddamn years old, and she's tired of your bullshit. And yeah. So Strahd. What have they destroyed? The winery. They've destroyed literally everything they've touched. Nothing they've touched has gotten better since they've been in Barovia. Except maybe Vallaki, but honestly not really. I don't know. Slow or the hell's the spell called? Sickening Radiance. Depending on friendliness. LA unarmed strikes for massive necrotic damage. Yeah, that's pretty much the battle plan. You know, if Strahd dies before Ava, that's a thing. If Ava dies before Strahd, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just gonna keep fighting. He's been here before. He's never, you know, he never knew that he had a sister. But he knows he can bring her back because that's a thing he can do. And he knows he can probably bring... Barovia isn't the place where you can make things better. You can't make things better. It's true. So, with the battle plan in place, let's talk about epilogues. So let's assume, for the purposes of our planning, let's assume that all of the players survive. So let's go through all of them. Elodie stays with Gramps. Whatever Gramps is doing, Elodie's doing that with him. That is what it is. Gramps likely tries to find the planar rift device. Inej wants to become an Archlich. Snurk travel with Rubec and or Esmeralda. Rubec travel with Snurk. Maybe as. So Gramps, as it stands, he is unable to leave the domains. A wish would cure him of this affliction. A wish would too far. Grant Inej a phylactery, and then she can craft a potion of transformation later. Actually, Rubek's initial plan is to free the Goliaths. I brought you into this world with a purpose, to break the curse, to help him, and then yet everything you touch, you So she doesn't actually give a shit about the destruction that they brought to Barovia. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a fuck. She just cares that they're just here to try and kill her fucking brother again, and she hates it. So, you know, does she have the ability to cast them out? No, she does not. She does not have that ability. She can send Vistani out. She's not going to throw their failures in her face. No, she doesn't care about their failures. You know, their failures are kind of part and parcel with learning that this place is terrible and that maybe, you know, Strahd doesn't deserve to be in this terrible place. You know, their failures are part of their success. She only cares about her brother. She just wants to help him. And the only way she knows to help him is to bring powerful people to Barovia to try and help him. And the DM, presented my players with a way to help Strahd. And they said, fuck that shit. We don't want him. He doesn't deserve anything. So Madame Eva hates them. That's it. Like, they don't think Strahd deserves it, so she doesn't think they deserve to live. Simple as that. So let's just real quick figure out how long it would take the players to get down here, assuming they go as fast as they can. Let's just say that Inej... so Strahd, he can go through walls and floors, and in his mists form... He has a flying speed of 20 feet. So he can fly 40 feet around. Let's look at the heights. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, well. So they're currently 190 feet above the ground. And then the dungeon is an additional 80 feet down. So 190 is 5 rounds plus 2 more rounds to get down. Let's say he moves diagonally the whole time he's doing it. So it's going to take him 7 rounds to get to his tomb. 20 feet dashing be 40. Yes. Yeah, I'm not using Pythagorean theorem because we live in a non-Euclidean universe. So I don't need Pythagorean theorem. So he's just going 40 feet around by dashing. Oh, he can't take any actions. I'm going to ignore that. It takes him 7 rounds to get to the crypts, whereupon Madame Eva immediately casts Regenerate. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get there. Gramps can get there faster. Gramps is incorporeal. He's got a speed of 30 feet. Gramps can probably get there before Strahd can, but I don't think the rest of the group can. So let's kind of map this out. Let's grab the ruler. So they're 190 feet up. So even though this is only 95 feet away, it's actually 150 feet away. So Rubek's going to take 1.5 rounds to get to the door of the chapel. Then, once he's there... This guy? Do they have teleport? No. I'm assuming Rubek has Raven form, but not haste. Elodie is kind of incredibly out of spell slots. I already closed the... Elodie's very out of spell slots, so I don't think they're going to go into it with haste. If someone brings that up, I'll have her like burn slots or upcast it if she needs to. But she's very low on slots. She has no 3rd, no 4th. She has no 5th. She would have to 6th level. She does have the Pearl of Power. You're right. So let's mark off the Pearl of Power. She uses that. Neato. She's got a 3rd level slot left. She can twin haste. Does she have this? Yeah, she got sorcery points. Here's the thing. I want them to take more than 7 rounds to get there. So stop advocating for my players. So it's 1.5 rounds to get to the window of the chapel. And then, another round to get to the stairs, another round to get to the bottom of the stairs. So 3.5 rounds to get to the basement. I think they're actually going to beat him there. I think they're actually going to beat Strahd to the basement. So it's 3 rounds to get to here. If Rubek is dashing his 100 feet per... That's like 100 feet per round. Got hair in my mouth all of a sudden. Yeah, it's literally 5 rounds for them to get here. They're literally going to beat Strahd here. Assuming they just beeline it, they're going to beat Strahd here. If they use haste, that actually not even doubles, that triples the speed at which they can move. That's literally 2 rounds to get here. I think for the purposes of making this balanced, I'm going to say Strahd gets here instantly instead of in 7 rounds. He's just instantly there. So, yeah. Strahd instantly gets to his coffin. Roll. Stay in rounds, but don't roll initiative. Each round Strahd regains 21 HP and conversation continues with Ava. Round 1. Strahd is incredulous. Round 2. Strahd is confused. Oops. Ava is doting. Round 3. Strahd is demanding. Ava's scared. Round 4. And I'm coming up with all this just in case Gramps decides to just fucking beeline it, and he eavesdrops from the corner. Would Ava realize Strahd is actually a monster? No. She's had 400 plus years to do that. Seeing his anger up close is not gonna do it. So. So yeah, round 5, blah blah blah. So let's say round 5 plus. So yeah, round 5 plus. Strahd turns from Ava, panting. Ava stands atop of stairs, vigilant. So if it takes them that long, you are a plague upon this place and everyone in it, but I didn't care so long as you helped one single person. Just one. But you couldn't even do that, could you? How dare you do the one thing I asked you not to do? Hurt my brother. I don't hate that. I'm stealing it. Stealing it. So epilogue. So here's how you play an epilogue. I've played a few epilogues before. I've finished campaigns before. Here's how you play an epilogue. Don't write it. Don't write the epilogue. Don't write anything down for like what to say or how it goes. What you do is you ask your players, what do you want to do? And then you think, is there anything in their way? If so, present that and ask them how they overcome that. Don't ask them how they plan to ask them how they overcome that. Ask them, how do you circumvent this issue? And then if their answer is remotely reasonable, say, okay, cool. So you do that, and then you achieve your goal. If there isn't anything in their way, you say, cool, you achieve your goal. That's a thing that happened. Don't roll dice. Do not roll dice. Assume that your players have taken every precaution and made every preparation that they can in order to prevent bad things from happening in the course of their goals. allow them to win. Give them an opportunity to just tell their story. Because we've been telling our shared story this whole time. And anytime the players want to do something, the DM says, roll a d20. Add some modifiers to it. Maybe you'll do that. Maybe you'll succeed. So give them one opportunity at the end of the campaign to just succeed. Let them have what they want, essentially. So yeah, that's essentially my plan for the epilogue. So, I've got this stuff that they plan on doing. I mostly just wrote it down so that you guys can get an idea of the kinds of things that players are interested in doing in an epilogue, and so that I can, for me, know what to expect. I don't want to tell them how they're going to do these things. You might notice that a few of them mention a wish. This tomb right here contains a luck blade. If they tell me that, so in the book it's Baron Iceglaze Droof, but in my game it's just Azalin, known only for his power. There's brown mold. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Brown mold is like, if they kill Strahd and then they come here, it's like, oh no, you take some cold damage. Fuck off. Elodie uses Chill Touch to deal cold damage because that's how that spell works. It's gone. Like, whatever. Fuck it. You get rid of the brown mold. You find a sword with a single with 3 diamonds in the hilt. And 2 of them are cracked. Okay, cool. You get a luck blade with 1 wish. So 2 of them want to cast wish. They only get 1 wish. So that's essentially what I was doing there. I set this expectation. With the rumor that they know of in Barovia, that if you touch every door in the crypt, you'll get a wish. The Pillarstone of Ravenloft will grant you a wish. The reason I literally came up with that on the spot, I wanted a reason for them to actually explore the crypts so that they could find the luck blade, because I knew the luck blade was in here. And then I replaced this random boring name with Azalin, a name that they would find very interesting, because he's a lich, and Inej is interested in lichdom. So that's they have to make the decision of what they want to use the wish for. Does Gramps get to go home, or does Inej get to be an archlich? And then so here's a follow-up questions. More wrap-up questions than follow-up questions. Where do the Goliaths go? Where do the citizens of Barovia go? How do you get them settled in? It's shortly before harvest. It's shortly before harvest time, so they'll need to wait, or otherwise they're gonna starve. Where does Nixie go? Where does the Shield of the Hidden Lord go? What do Gramps and Elodie do? These are someone pick me up. I want out. So yeah, these are questions that I get to ask the players, and then they get to just tell me what the case is. This whole time, the entire time you're playing the game, the DM is really the one who's telling the story. The players the players have agency over how they react to the situation, but the DM is setting the scene. The DM is giving most of the players their scripts. And by players, I mean the actors. Most of the actors, the people, their script. There's really 2 times when the players get to choose what the story is, and that's at the beginning, during session 0, when they decide, when they communicate to the DM what their character arc is, and at the end of the game, when you handle the epilogue. So, given how infrequently they get to have this power, make sure that they can actually use it. Does she have a ring of mind shield with a Vistani soul in there? So that's actually another follow-up wrap-up question. How many Vistani souls do you get, and from where? So yeah, that's I think that's pretty much my prep. I've planned out this one final encounter that honestly I don't think is going to be incredibly difficult. It looks like they're going to get down here. What did I come up with? 5 rounds. 5 rounds if Rubek is dashing and carrying people to get down here. It's not exactly who do they sacrifice? Do they become the bad guys? Everyone keeps saying bad guys, but the quote is, "Are we the baddies? The baddies, baddies." Guys keep getting it wrong. But yeah, I think they're already the baddies, in my opinion. And then. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that Inej gets the... bad is a relative term. In D&D, though, evil is not a relative term. And when we say baddies, we generally mean capital E, evil. From whence come souls? If Inej becomes a lich in Barovia, wouldn't she slowly starve? Yes. That is why I literally just wrote down whence come souls. So as an archlich, Inej is morally above killing people for their souls to power her phylactery. Presumably. That's the intent. But how do you get people's souls? Generally, you need to convince them to sacrifice themselves for your continued longevity. Inej doesn't really have anyone like that, so I'm just gonna ask Sean, like, hey, where do you get your souls? And if there's anything even remotely reasonable, then I'll say yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna find some kind of hurdle based on what he tells me, and then ask him how he overcomes that hurdle. Just like I said, no dice, no whatever. Go to hell via portal and drain soul coins. That's actually hilariously effective. That's actually a disgustingly good idea. That's a really good idea, Shadows. So yeah, that's my prep. That's everything. That is the final session of the Gilded Troll Plays Curse of Strahd in a nutshell. If you want to see how the session goes, please join us on Sunday, January 17th at 1 p.m. EST when we play Curse of Strahd over right here on our Twitch channel. If you're already here on Twitch, please check out our YouTube. We have every single video we've ever recorded, and we've got over 250 videos. It's like 1,000 hours worth of stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, please check out us. Please check out our Twitch channel. We are live 4 days a week: Saturdays for Odyssey, Sundays for Curse of Strahd, and Mondays for Realm of the Frostmaiden. Schedule is right in the video, just above me, so you can take a look at that. Should also be in the description below, but I'm a lazy piece of shit. We've also got a Discord, YouTube, an Instagram, and a Twitter. I already said YouTube. That's fine. We also have a podcast. All of our actual play sessions are 3 concurrent sessions. Curse of the Strahd, Odyssey, the Dragon Lords, and Rime of the Frostmaiden are in podcast form now on your favorite podcast platform. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Spotify, Pocket Cast, everything. So yeah, please check out our podcast. We would really appreciate that. And if you're watching me on Twitch right now, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to get some water, go to the bathroom, maybe make some tea for my voice because I'm losing it. I was on 5 hours of meetings today, so I did a lot of talking already today. But I'm going to take a break for about 5 minutes. I'm going to run an ad during the break, and then I'll be right back. And we're going to prep some Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. We're going to prep the Island of Time. So I'll be right back, and don't go nowhere. Bye. Welcome back to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we are prepping episode 27 of the Gilded Troll Plays Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, entitled, I don't know, probably the Island of Time. So we're gonna go to the Island of Time. So actually I lied. It's not gonna be called the Island of Time. It's gonna be called Bottle Episode. So my plan for this episode, I literally just remembered right the fuck now, is for my players to never leave the Ultros. That's the plan today. So we gotta find enough stuff to take up an entire session without my players ever actually leaving the Ultros. So two real easy things we can do. Two random encounters, Gargantuan Waves and Reef. Something, no plan survives players. Yes, but ooh, ship in a bottle. Hell yeah, that's the name of the episode. Thank you, Andy. Let me just start over. Welcome back to DM Prep. No, that's fine. But yeah, that is now the name of the episode. We don't have a flying fortress yet. They're still on the regular boat. They've sacrificed an animal so they can get 2-day travel time. So we have 2 days on the water that we need to fill with stuff. So one of my plans, you stole it from Star Trek. Nice. Did Star Trek really name their bottle episode "Ship in a Bottle"? Because if so, fucking kudos for just nail head. Also, I made tea because I'm losing my fucking voice because I was on meetings for 5 hours today. Holy fuck, that's hot. It's not ready to drink at all. It wasn't a bottle episode. Well, that's disappointing as hell. Also, Andy over here with his very disappointing 100,000 cheer badge because we ran out of badges. 5-hour meeting. No, it wasn't 5-hour meeting. It was 5 meetings that ranged from 15 minutes to 2.5 hours. That added up to 5.5 hours of meetings. Yeah, it was a day. Today I had a fucking day. So if I'm low energy, that's why, and I'm very sorry. So they already got the Helios' hoard of 40,000 gold pieces worth of coins and gems. They got the flying chariot, the fortress of the Dragon Lords, and Crucial or Spear of Helios. The flying fortress, they have decided to start retrofitting it to the Ultros, but would a Hydra attack be too much? No, I don't think so. Here's the thing, though. We've already had a Hydra attack on the water, like literally 2 sessions ago. So I think I'm going to stay away from that one. Also, I spilled honey all over myself, and my hands are very sticky. So if you've seen me doing this or like licking my fingers, that's why. I made green tea with honey, and I got honey fucking everywhere because I was trying to rush to get back. So my break wasn't more than 5 minutes. Go wash your hands, you bungus. But then I'd have to like pause the stuff. You could have the shark attack. I plan on having the shark attack. That's the Reef random encounter. Thank you for the suggestion, A-Lot. So the big thing that I want to do in this bottle episode is essentially have meaningful story / character development with every NPC. All NPCs? Damn it. Let's just go with story development. Every NPC. So, how many yes, NPC interactions is going to be the big thing. So, who do we have? We've got, caps lock, Kyra, Pythor, Bulbug, Laraeus, Versi, Aesop. How meaningful and how close? So, they range from literal lovers to some guy who is very happy that he's not a slave anymore. Who else do we have? Folon, thank you. Folon, very important right now. Let's go to the embarkation. Yep, I got Bulbug. Kyra, Pythor, Versi, Laraeus, Estor. We're gonna do some Estor shit today. Does Verdi count yet? He absolutely does. Vertigraxix, Verdi. Definitely counts. Additional crew. I think that might be it. Vertigraxix. We also have 3 dragon eggs. 1 brass, 2 bronze. Did they give Estor a ghost buddy? They did not give Estor a ghost buddy. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to add Granny Morta to the list. So, the Hag Who's Stalking Their Dreams. Yep. It's Granny Morta. Oop, yeah. So we've got like 10 here. 11. We have 11 different people and or entities. So, Kyra. Granny Morta trying to get her eye back. I mean, probably. Let's be real. Actually, no. She's very happy for them to just have it. Because maybe they'll be dumb enough to take it out and then she can watch them. So, what in the hell can we do for each of these NPCs? Oof. Woof. So Folon, 240 minutes, divided by 10 NPCs, 24 minutes each. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Here's the thing. I do intend to have 2 random encounters. Gargantuan Waves isn't much of an encounter. It's just a thing that kind of happens to them. You forget the elephant. I did not forget the elephant. Are you trying to shoe in appendix lore? I can certainly try. It was not my intent, but I can totally try to do that. I am a huge fan of appendix lore and upset at how little how infrequently it's relevant. So I do want to run Gargantuan Waves, which reveals Kentamane since they are sailing through the Forgotten Sea. And also I want to do the Reef encounter, which will deprive them of some crew. So Kyra. Kyra, Pythor, Bulbug, Lorraeus, Versi. Okay, let's get rid of these and let's just start with who we know. So Folon. The group suddenly remembers having fought the Lotus Witch. I have word wrap on and I hate it. And I just want it to not rap. So I try to write it really succinctly. Folon is redoubles his broness, but ignores Scorpius. Do you hyphenate broness? Yeah. Yeah, it looks terrible without the hyphen. Folon redoubles his broness, but ignores Scorpius. Folon, turns out Folon is kind of an asshole. Who'd have thunk it? He's a bit of he's very bro. But easily cowed. Man, not cowed, shamed. Turns out Folon's an asshole, but easily shamed. So he's Folon is essentially, as far as I'm concerned, the epitome of fragile masculinity. He's all pomp and no substance. He is a hollow person. He has he is the apex of bro culture. He has this very large personality, which conceals a very hollow person, a very shallow person. He is all about physical strength, but cares more about Scorpius's muscles than his emotional state. So yeah, I kind of feel bad for Jesse a little bit because Jesse has been meeting a lot of NPCs in terms of his epic path that just absolutely give no fucks about him. The Lady of Coins was actively trying to kill him. The Lotus Witch was too aloof to give a flying fuck. And Folon's just a moron. So we're going to combine Versi and Aesop. Let's move on. Versi and Aesop. They are seen having a conversation with one another. Man. Together. There we go. Of course they're discussing Orsino. But they're also discussing Yasenna. They're discussing the Dragon Lords. So the question here is, how do we decide, as we're going through all of these interactions, how do we decide who the PC, like which PCs are involved in this? Or do we just kind of assume, do I let the players decide who's involved? I think that's probably the best way to go about it instead of deciding for them. Pick one PC and let any other PC also be involved. There. So Versi and Aesop is for Orsino, obviously. Folon is for Scorpius, obviously. Kyra would be there without a doubt. I mean, yes and no. I'm not sure. So okay, so Versi and Aesop are discussing Orsino and Yasenna, the Dragon Lords, talking about legacies and future plans. And you know, that can really, you know, that could spur a significant amount of conversation, you know, deciding how the Dragon Lords are going to be rebuilt. You know, especially now that they have these 3 dragon eggs, you know, how they want to do this. Luraeus is for Helios. Bullbug is for Remir. Pythor is also for Remir. Kyra, we're going to go with Alaris. She feels bad about how callous she was after Helios. Whoop. So Kyra, obviously, so Kyra, and I know I say this a lot, but, and I know we're on a DM prep for Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, but this is a humongous spoiler for Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. So if you have any plans to be a player in an Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaign, please leave. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay. So Kyra, or more accurately, Archiriania, as she was known when she was a dragon, knew Helios, or when he was a dragon, Hizelith. I would like to point out both of those dragon names are homebrew. Those didn't exist in the book. Archiriania, I can only kind of take credit for. The Odyssey of the Dragon Lords community collectively refers to as Archirania. I can't remember how they pronounce it, but it was closer to Kyra than Archiriania rather. So I modified it to be Archiriania, to just be a little bit different. Tim has already figured it out anyway. So I've got this TGT Truspiration spreadsheet up. You know, it's got this Truspiration, but it's also got Tim has been theory crafting that the dragons or the gods are dragons, and he has gone so far as to in these cells he has actually put the names that he thinks they are. So yeah, Tim's already figured it out, but that's okay. So yeah, Kyra wishes she could explain to Alaris how, like, why she acted the way she did. But unfortunately, she is unable. So let's keep picking. Estor. Estor's definitely going to talk to Yasena, because she was the one who agreed. So we've got Alaris, Remir, Helios, Orsino, Scorpius. Oh, wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different PCs. Cool. So we're already doubled up on Remir. So let's start doubling up. So we've got Granny Morta and Verdi. Well, Verdi's obvious for Orsino, and Granny Morta, yeah, Verdi obviously for Timberly. So who do we want to give Granny Morta to? Maybe Alaris. Yeah, probably Alaris. Nibbles. Yeah, I'm thinking Alaris. So, you know, Scorpius has had a lot about him recently. Actually, Alaris has had a lot about her recently as well. I think we'll give this one to Helios or Yasena. Yeah, Morta's not happy about the Hallow. That one's pretty easy. Oh yeah, that would make it for Alaris. She is not happy about the Hallow. She is willing to bargain. She's willing to bargain for no longer being hostile. She still wants Versi's head, but she'll negotiate. So that's a thing. Yeah, I think that's enough for Morta. So Vertigraxis, Verdi. What extra effect did Alaris choose? I don't think she did. I don't think she picked one. I don't think she picked one. Let me ask. All right. So I said, hey, Amber, the Hallow spell specifies the inability of outsiders to enter the area and one secondary effect chosen from the list. Did you pick one? And if not, please do so now. So yeah. Creatures can't be frightened. That'd be neat. Energy protection. That'd be neat. Okay. Amber has seen the message, and she will take a look. So, so yeah, we've got this. I really enjoy this this graphic. I'm a huge fan of my just slap an item into a square. I'm very happy about this. So, Verdi is 2 weeks old. He a baby. Yeah, I'm a fan of the calendar. He a baby. He has been talking to the crew about the Dragon Lords. And he has to give them the coin so that they can understand him, which is adorable. Tim immediately chimes in. There's a great one that I wanted to choose. Thanks. Affected creatures can't be frightened. Affected creatures are frightened. Okay, you designate all creatures to follow, or creatures of specific. Okay. Extra dimensional interference, says Tim. Which is just teleportation. So I do want to, she is willing to she wants children to remake her coven. She is willing to swear an oath of service. She'll swear an oath. So Verdi's been talking to the crew about the Dragon Lords. He is afraid of going into battle. He's been practicing his breath weapon to try to be less scared. I think that's enough of a conversation starter. Like, he's scared. And then we can just, have a conversation where, it's essentially just Orsino and whoever decided to come with him. Verdi needs to be protected and nourished at all times. So I had a plan. It's actually funny because I started this DM prep session saying that the episode was going to be called The Island of Time, even though it's not. And my plan was that on the Island of Time we would have essentially hyperbolic time chambers, if you're familiar with DBZ. So one day spent, they could spend one day of their time getting a year of growth for Verdi. So they wouldn't have to use any kind of magic to grow him. They could actually just spend a year with him inside of this chamber to allow him to grow up. And we could role play some neat training montage with whoever decides to go in them. So yeah, they could spend 5 days if they wanted, and get Verdi to grow up to be a young dragon, as well as the rest of their dragons, if they so chose. So 3 dragon eggs, 1 corrupted brass, 2 bronze. Yeah, who do we? Does everyone have something for the bond? Ooh, good question. Going Super Saiyan in the hyperbolic time chamber. That would be really funny. I don't know that everyone has something for the bond. Yeah, Yasena has the arm. I know that Orsino has his sword, but I also know he's trying to hold on to it. Which I don't blame him. Bonus action, just make a fucking attack, whether or not you've attacked, use the attack action. Pretty fucking legit. Especially with his filigree pull. Just pull them towards him and swing at them. I asked the players, also, who dibsed the eggs? Also, do you have enough items to cast Bond of the Dragon Lords 3 times? So, yeah, no, so who dibsed? Do you have items for hatching them? Allow them to hatch during the 2 days. So if I recall correctly, so if we take a look at the paladin class archetype, I think it hatches in 1d4 days. 1d4. 1d4 days nurturing the egg. So that, did they uncorrupt the egg? So here's the thing. They don't need to uncorrupt the egg. They just need to treat the dragon with kindness. So essentially corrupting the egg. So metallic dragons are good by nature. They have good predilections, capital G good. Corrupting the egg makes their dragon neutral, which in the hands of a good owner, a good dragon lord, makes it a good dragon. In the hands of an evil dragon lord, makes it an evil dragon. So they don't need to uncorrupt the egg. And I think that's something that they're vaguely aware of. I don't think that they've really interacted with it on a cognitive level. They haven't really said like, oh, we don't have to worry about it. But it says 1d4 days. So we can just say that, I rolled 1 and 2. It's whatever. So. Oh, fuck. But yeah, so they don't really need to uncorrupt them. That's not a big deal. So let's keep filling this shit in. So we've got Estor. Estor continues to be a little shit. Remir has dibs on the copper. I thought it was brass. Is it copper? Fuck. Yeah, it is copper. It is not brass. It is copper. Orsino's is copper. Or is brass, rather. Okay, so they have 2 definite items for Bond, the Axe of Xander and Yusena's Arcane Propulsion Arm, and then they have a potential weapon in Orsino's Short Sword of Speed. How does continuously casting Hallow work with the new modifications, or are you hand-waving it? I don't know what you mean. Oh, like modifying the boat? I'm gonna hand-wave it. But in order to cast Hallow again... So I should, honestly, in hindsight, I should not have hand-waved the herbs, oil, and incense. I wish I hadn't, but I did. It's a thing that I did. So they need those. They need to find them. They haven't yet. So it'd give Granny, Morta, and Esther more space to roam. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super worried about them. I kind of want to just get some stuff. So I'm hoping that they make a deal with Granny Morta. She wants the Hallow dropped, though. Actually, Hallow lasts until Dispelled, right? Yeah, Hallow lasts until Dispelled. And then does Night Hag have Dispel Magic? No, she does not. Damn. Oh well. Yeah, so shit happens. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, she wants the Hallow dropped, which the players can easily do by just casting Dispel Magic on it. So Estor demands I can't see Estor ever like softening. I'm gonna look him up. Ghost of Estor. So haunts the ship at night. Once the journey is underway, may appear from time to time to offer bitter advice. Okay, so offers advice to the heroes about places he's been. Where has he been? Everywhere. So he has been to definitely Praxis. Never breached. He has definitely been to Yonder. He has been to Garden of Helios. Let's just search Geigen and see what islands we can find stuff on. So Island of Yonder, big duh. 91. Garden of Helios, yep, we knew that. Praxis. Okay. Praxis, Yonder, Garden of Helios. Neato. Those are the places you've been. Yeah. Just want to pose a question so you have answers in case Tim asks. Yes, that is a... so he's been to Praxis, Yonder, Garden of Helios, all over the mainland. So those are the places that he's been to. Oh, he went to Typhon too. He went to Typhon because yeah, he said he was going to jump into Typhon and become like a god. I still don't understand why he would have thought that. Oh, God. I'm going to have to read some stuff. Yeah, I'm going to have to read some stuff offline. They're definitely not going to go to Typhon yet, so I don't need to, like, prep them going. Like, they're on their way to the island of time. But... I don't need to like prep things, but I need to read them so that I understand what Estor knows. So, but that's it. I do want to expand Kyra a little bit. Let's find a way to expand on Kyra. Sorry, there's a lot of conversation on the Discord with the Odyssey players all of a sudden. Kyra. I don't know that I need to expand on Kyra, actually. So Pythor feels bad about Ophia, Ramir's mom, in case we forgot. He never could help himself. This is a detail that I just made up. I don't think Honora has a canon mother. I just don't think she's mentioned. Half-sister, Princess Honora. Important NPC's favorite daughter of King Pythor and the Pride of the City. Yep. Yep. Honora would be a much better ruler than her father. Yep. Yep. Handed power to his daughter. Yep. Yeah, there's like nothing about Honora. Yeah. He wishes them all well. He takes no responsibility for any of his brood except one, his favorite daughter, Honora. So yeah, I don't think there was a Queen of Astoria. Pythor has many demigod children. Yes, he does. Many demigod children. Yep. Husband of Hexia. During the time of the Dragon Lords, Pythor was married to his adopted sister Hexia. The Green Dragon Pythor abandoned his dragon wife when he took on his immortal human form, and she has never forgiven him. Dedicated her life to destroying Pythor's happiness, and over centuries she has murdered many of his mortal lovers and children. Yeah, he became the king of the city of Astoria when he overthrew a mad tyrant, but yeah, that was a few centuries ago, sure. Honora has a mom. Like, Honora has to have a mother. But she's never mentioned. Like, she never comes up. So I just invented this detail right now. He killed his most recent wife himself to protect her and Honora from Hexia. So that's the thing with Pythor. Bulbug, which is for Remir. Let's look at Bulbug. I don't really know much about him, all things considered. Pot-bellied Minotaur gladiator with a sunny disposition, a penchant for drinking. Gets along with Pythor. Honestly, just drop details about him. Like the fact that he was raised by humans. He refused to kill the warriors he defeated, so he gained the sympathy of a family matron who took him into her home and raised him as a son. Several years ago, they were killed by the Order of Sidon. He was sold into slavery. He loves to make terrible jokes at the expense of his own species. When he makes an especially bad mistake, he usually blames it on his stupid cow brain. That's adorable. He's always hungry. He'll eat just about anything. Eating contest with Remy. Does Bulbug's sunny disposition not gel well with Estor? I love it. I love it. Ship it. He worries about Estor and his constant brooding on the bow. Dude's gonna get frown lines. Oh my god, that is an amazing emote. Thanks, Lady LaFay. I think we're just about done. We just gotta do Loreus. What in the hell are we doing with Loreus? So, Loreus, we're gonna actually do Loreus, Helios, and Scorpius, because Scorpius only has one. Looks like the dibs are Yasenna, Helios, Remir. Hold your notes, we're doing something else. I mean, players can eat a dick, so you just saw the Strahd overlay, all the health bars in red. Yeah, and then there's a Nej. Also changed the overlay. I'm working on it. Yeah, I was talking about how fucked you guys are and how little HP you have. Also, Snurk's max HP is like minus 41 because of all the blood he's lost. So that's neat. So yeah, I have changed the overlay. Thank you for the reminder. Do you have items for hatching them? Arcane Propulsion Arm, Axe of Xander, sort of swiftness. Like Helios in a brothel? Wow. Incredibly fucked. Yes, Helios would be incredibly fucked in a brothel. Allow them to hatch during the 2 days. Roll 1d2 apiece. So I'll just roll 1d2 instead of 1d4. Yes, I have 1d2s on my table. To just, if they decide to... Yeah, Helios does get paid. I mean, Helios is the sommelier of sex. That is his... Helios does get paid tomorrow. Look at that. So that money is actually just going to go to straight to Vulcan. So Vulcan currently only has 1,450 gold pieces. In order to finish the Amulet of Health, he needs 200. And a blood of a regenerating creature, which he has in his inventory. And then he's going to need 20,000 gold pieces to make the luck blade. So they're going to have to send him some money. So he's also holding on to the Staff of the Woodlands and Winged Boots currently at the moment. They did just find a little bit of money. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, a teeny tiny iota of money. It's definitely not in the range of tens of thousands of gold. Definitely nowhere near it. It was a tiny amount of money. Kelad drone delivery service only to the mainland. Yes. They can only send the Celadones to the mainland because the Celadones cannot fly through the storms. So, Loreus. He's a young satyr who had a very sheltered upbringing. He's not typical of his kind. Rather than frolicking and dallying with nymphs, he spends all of his time writing love poems and reading epic romances. He's fascinated by mortal men and women, especially those who resemble the great heroes of his favorite stories. He'll do anything for the person he loves, no matter how dangerous or embarrassing. He will constantly seek new ways to prove his love, no matter how strange they might look to others, especially if his passion is not reciprocated. He's going to do some awkward shit. Felos is able to get an uncursed Staff of the Woodlands before the death match. I can't guarantee that Gramps doesn't steal it. Cute. Yeah. Okay. Handcrafted a wreath of tiny pomegranate flowers. I'm assuming that pomegranates have flowers. All fruits have. Oh, that's cute. Oh, they're not even tiny. We're gonna do handcrafted a wreath of pomegranate flowers that he grew himself from the seeds that Pythor missed. Triumphantly drapes it over. Instead of a wreath, let's call it a lei. We'll call it a wreath. Drapes it over Helios at a time when Scorpius is around. Yeah, that's a thing he's gonna do. Incidentally, I don't have the follower goal here, but Jordan mentioned a death match down here in chat. If you guys are unfamiliar with the concept of our death match, I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of a death match. We're currently working our way towards 1,000 followers, and as soon as we hit 1,000 followers, thanks for dropping that charity stream command, Jordan. Once we hit 1,000 followers, we're going to do a charity stream benefiting Extra Life, which is going to be Curse of Strahd and Odyssey the Dragonlord's characters just murdering the shit out of each other. Offline follows might need a fixing. Yes, yeah, I'm going to do that for Saturday. Because we've actually gotten like 3 or 4 follows since we streamed on Sunday, or on Monday rather. 9:59. I think our overlay is going to say 9:56 if I don't update it. So I will update that for Saturday's stream, definitely. I think we're just about good. So the one thing that left that I want to do, so the Gargantuan Waves is it's mostly just narrative, but the reef encounter I definitely want to do like as an actual encounter. So I'm going to, I can actually just delete all of these. So delete you, delete you, delete you. Maybe I can get delete you. There we go. Sign up. What causes the waves? Kentamane. Kentamane causes the waves. GMF overlay. Delete you. Where's the Aura token? I can't find it. Dude. Oh god. There it is. No more Aura. All right. So I don't I don't properly have a... We're going to move all these guys back onto the... got some anchor dudes. So I'm going to put crew back on the ship as appropriate. We're going to remove your colors. Don't need those. What crew do they have left? They have 93 crew remaining. So the reef encounter, if you're unfamiliar, sees them run into a reef. A scraping noise can be heard coming from the port side of your ship, and the ship heels over and turns sharply to port. Seems you've hit a coral reef and run aground. None of the sailors saw any indication that the reef was there. Fortunately, the coral has not pierced the ship's hull, but you appear to be stuck. The only way to get the ship unstuck is to use magic or push the ship until it's free of the reef. It takes a combined strength of, it says 40. I'm going to say fuck that noise. It takes 400. Coral is nasty. It takes 10 rounds to push the ship free. Each round, those pushing must make a DC 15 strength save. Honestly, like, so a strength of 40 and 10 rounds means that, like, it's... one reef shark per bleeding character. Fortunately, the sharks are too big to swim into the shallow waters of the reef. However, 5 rounds later, a tribe of 6 Marrow attack. Marrow use their harpoons to drag any character they strike into deeper water where the reef sharks can reach them. Could they reduce the rounds by getting over 400? Probably. But, you know, they're going to need a lot of crew out in the water, essentially. So we've got Marrow, which is going to be, yep, boring, token, reef shark, shark. Okay, I guess they're hunter sharks. What's the difference? Reef shark. Reef shark CR half, whereas hunter shark is CR2. We're going to go with hunter shark. How big is reef shark? Medium. Why is a medium shark too big to go in the water? Like 4,000 total. They're not going to be able to get 4,000 total. They only have 93 crew, and the crew have an average of 12 strength, I would say. So I'm going to go in 5e tools just to download tokens. I say this every time, but I do not recommend 5e tools as a source of information. It is, they are illegally reproducing information in the books. That said, I own all the books, and this is a convenient way for me to get tokens. So that's the only reason that I use them, is because I already own this content. So we got Marrow. So Marrow. So they've got harpoons. One with bite, one with claws or harpoon. So strength contest or be pulled up to 20 feet. So let's say that essentially the entire area of the oars is... so let's... How can I do this? How can I easily do this? Good. Let's get out of this work stuff. Maps. DM. Ultros. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Convert. All right, so we've got essentially the same exact map, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to take the lasso tool, and then I'm just going to kind of roughly draw. Actually, I don't want to. Sounds like someone's absolutely fucking spamming Discord, and whoever it is, I hate you. I'm just hearing it downstairs, so So this is essentially the coral reef. And then we're going to fill it in with coral hex code. I shit you not, I'm just grabbing the color for coral. And I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to make a new layer. Coral. Bucket, paste. And then I'm going to drop it to 70% opacity. Not even 70. You know what? I want it under the water. So we're going to do coral 100%. We're going to put the ultras on top of it. And then we're going to shift O. We're going to select the water. We're going to cut, paste to new layer. And then we're going to reduce the, whoa, why does that look so terrible? Why does that look so bad? Oh, you know what? I don't want to cut paste. I want to copy paste. New layer. Paste. This has 70% opacity. Oh, god damn it. This is shitting itself. Not gonna lie. Coral's gonna go here. Delete this layer. That looks pretty god-awful. Not gonna lie. This needs to be higher. This looks pretty terrible. This is pretty bad. It's pretty fuck awful. Amber says it's Mike's fault. Cool. What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Whatever. So yeah, message ping. So this is pretty terrible. So the coral, we're just gonna go in here and delete that chunk. Also, it shouldn't be on top of the ores. Shift O, select, delete. No. Shift O, let's throw the threshold up. We're going to select ore. No. Don't be like this. Why you like this? Wait, what? Oh, God. I want the ore. Just the ore. Delete. Let's show. Is that okay? I don't think this looks good. This looks terrible. This looks really bad. So that was my attempt to make some coral reef. It went very poorly. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to grab that same coral color. We're going to make a shape of that color. And then it's going to be a square. It's going to be regular size. And it's going to be there. You know, that's where it counts as being coral. That's where people can stand. That's where people can stand. And then, you know, the players can put ropes wherever the fuck they want. And essentially you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 squares, essentially, where they can put people to push the ship. That's not enough to get 400. It's not enough to get 400. Whatchamacallit? 400 strength total. So they're gonna need to like double up. They're gonna have people like stacked behind each other, and then they're essentially gonna have like 2 ropes, maybe probably, to allow people to get up. Depends on what they think about. And then I will be kind, and so I need to upload those tokens. Let's go into tokens. We've got Hunter Shark and Marrow that I have to upload those. And then how many are there? Reef. 1 Reef Shark per bleeding character. So I'm going to have everyone make a strength saving throw. And it's going to be a lot of Hunter Sharks. Not going to lie. Actually, I'm going to use Reef Shark stat block, so just so they're medium. But essentially, it's just going to be a whole lot of fucking sharks that get attracted to blood. Whole lot of goddamn sharks. And then we're also going to have marrows. It says tribe of 6. We're going to go with way more than that. Like, way more than that. Because I want to have a meaningful amount of crew die. So yeah, so we'll set the scene. We'll say, you know, you hit a reef, you can see the coral in the water, and you need to push it off the rocks. You need to push it off the reef. And I've got all these guys on the GM overlay so they can't see. Also, why are you on the GM overlay? You should be on the token layer. Yeah. All right. So I think that's about it for DM prep. You know, we've got essentially these 10 plus roleplay encounters planned, and we've got one pretty sizable combat encounter, and then one sort of cinematic encounter. So this is my plan for a bottle episode. Off camera, I am going to just read. Finally, I'm going to read Chapter 6, just start to finish, paying particular attention to the Island of Time, since that is their destination, just in case they get there before the end of the session. I don't want to have to end the session early again, because I did that 2 weeks ago. So I will just sort of read it and run it as written, at least for a little bit, aside from my one idea for the hyperbolic time chamber, so to speak. So that's DM prep for episode 27 of Gilded Troll Plays Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. I'm glad everyone was here. Thanks for being here. If you're here live on Twitch, thanks. I appreciate you. Check us out on YouTube. We have every single session we've ever played, every DM prep I've ever done on stream. Something like 1,000 hours of content on YouTube. So please check out our YouTube. Throw us a subscribe if you want. Watch our content. Just watch our content. If you're on YouTube, check us out on Twitch. We're live 4 days a week. We do Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, which I just prepped on Saturdays at 4 p.m. EST, Curse of Strahd on Sundays at 1 p.m. EST, and Rime of the Frost Maiden on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. EST. And then I do these DM prep sessions on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST, although I have been considering recently switching it to Friday, just so I can like shut down on my work shit and not have to worry about bringing it back up for Friday. So stay tuned for a change in schedule. Not sure yet. And how can you stay tuned for a schedule? Check out our Twitter or our Discord, where we post all of our announcements. Occasionally we even announce things on our Instagram. We also have a podcast, so check out our podcast if you really like listening, but you don't have time to watch, or you don't have the bandwidth, literally, to watch. So yeah. And, if you want to see if you want to see us do a charity stream of team deathmatch between our Curse of Strahd and Odyssey characters, podcast is not in the socials because it's on too many platforms, really. But yeah, I'll probably get that added soon. Actually, I think our command is maxed out at 500 characters already. So I don't know if I have room for it. But I can make a podcast command too. But yeah, if you want to see a team deathmatch between our Curse of Strahd and Odyssey of the Dragon Lords characters, help us get to 1,000 Twitch followers. As soon as we hit 1,000 Twitch followers, we're going to toss that on the schedule ASAP. All of our players are already getting ready for it, so we'll get that on the schedule as soon as possible and get that streamed. So thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate all the suggestions and all the chat while I'm prepping. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Actually, you know what? Before I say goodbye, Let me see if there's anyone to raid. It's not quite 8 o'clock, so I don't think Bayless is raiding yet. You know what? Classy Librarian's still streaming. I don't know how much longer she's gonna be streaming, but she's fantastic. I really enjoy her. She's a really chill person, and I feel like it's a really good match for DM prep. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Classy Librarian, Jen Nay. So say hi from the Gilded Troll for me. I mean, I'll be there too. So, so yeah, as soon as that counts down, we're gonna go ahead and raid, and I'll see you guys next time.